Hey guys, so something happened yesterday and it kind of prompted me to do a video because I was a little bit annoyed, but it's kind of cool because it can also tie in with how to pick, the right foundation for you. I know I did how I apply foundation, but I haven't really gotten into, how to choose the right foundation. So I thought I'd just touch a little bit on that. But I also wanted to show you guys that I attempted my first look from the new Nars book, Express Yourself. Does it look sort of similar? I had to test it out first because, I could have totally messed this up. The red lip sometimes takes a while for me to actually get done. So yeah, it's probably, I don't know. I thought I did an okay job. I can probably finesse it a little bit more. Maybe I'll try to do a tutorial on that one since I sort of did a decent job. But yeah, I accomplished one of my first looks from the book, which is kind of exciting. So basically what happened, so first of all, when I choose a foundation, I know I mentioned before, I'm super, super picky about that. I hate, because I like more luxury cosmetics, I hate paying for something that I don't like. So whenever I pick out stuff like that, I always usually like to test it out first because I don't like the fact of, that I could be wasting money and absolutely hate, a product I'm spending $40 on. So I like to test it out, but I also do a lot of research first, just like when you're writing an essay or something. I'll, if I see something in a beauty magazine, I'll get on like makeupalley.com and see what people are saying about the product. So I do a lot of research into every product I do, so I'm not just constantly just buying products just to try it. I at least want to know going into it that it has a lot of favorable comments and that people are really liking it. So I wanted to try, I've been using my Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua foundation, but I've also wanted to try Chanel's Pro Lumiere because I know that's being discontinued and I really want to get a bottle. But first I wanted to try one of Giorgio Armani's foundations because I've heard about his face fabric, and then there was another one it's called Luminous Silk Foundation. I thought, perfect, I want to try that one first. So first step, I never ever usually buy a foundation straight out of the department store. I go in there first, I have them tested out on me, and then I always ask for a sample because the lighting in department stores is always so different from natural light or when you get home and put it on. And a lot of the times I don't try to find one for myself. I think usually I'm pretty good about finding my own shade, but if I'm in a department store, I trust the makeup artists and think that they do a good job of matching my shades up. So I went to the Giorgio Armani counter and I told her that I wanted to try the Luminous Silk Foundation, and so she gave me a little tester of this. We played with a few different colors, and she was showing me the mirror, and she put on this 4.75 one, which it's really hard to tell in the lighting, but I thought maybe it just looked a little bit too light, or it washed my face out a little bit. So then she put on the next shade up from that, and then she thought that one looked a little bit too dark. So I was like, okay, well, just give me a sample of it, and I'll take it home and try it. So I put a primer on yesterday and then tried it, and it totally... My skin tone is more yellow based, and this one is pink. So it just it did not work. My face looked pink. My décolletage is, I have an olive base to my skin. I don't look very tan now, but it just, when I looked at the profile in the mirror with my other mirror, it was like my face was pink, and then down here it was yellow. So when picking out a foundation, I should have really just kind of stuck to my guns, but it's a sample, I wanted to try it out. But now I know I can go back. But I just kind of wanted to touch upon that because first thing when you pick out a foundation, I do think that it's important to go to a department store and try to have a professional help you with one. But then, just as it happened to me today, sometimes that's not always the case, that they know exactly what's right. And I think a lot of that has to do with the lighting up of the department store, that things can look okay in there, and then when you get natural light, they don't look as good, or it looks too washed out, or your colors don't match. So whenever I always suggest go to a department store to have someone help you pick out a foundation, but always, always, always ask for a sample first. And I like to go to Nordstrom a lot of the time because if I were to buy this one and then tried it, I know I can return it because it didn't, it didn't work out for me. So at least I can go now and say, look, this is too pink. I need something else. So I know always to sample. And then a lot of people say when you wear a foundation that you should like test it out on your wrist, which I just think is totally crazy because you want to compare it to someplace that gets a lot of sun, like where the sunlight directly hits you. So my wrist is like the palest part of my body, and so is my neck, because it does not get sun. Under your neck doesn't get sun. The sun hits you straight on. So you should be matching your foundation shade to the shade of your décolletage, because that's what people are going to be looking at. I don't think they're going to be looking at underneath here. Or your wrist is white, but your skin is a totally different color than the inside of your wrist. So I think that you should always choose your foundation shade based on the color of your décolletage, because then if you're wearing like a v-neck tee, you're not going to look like you have a pink face with the olive-based décolletage showing. It's just going to look really, really weird. So I just kind of wanted to touch upon that in regards to foundation. But yeah, I always like to go to a department store to pick mine out, just because I know I can try it first. So yeah, I just kind of want to touch upon that because I was so annoyed. And this is what I'm going to do when I go into the when I go back to Giorgio Armani. I'm just going to bring in, this is one thing you can do too, if you know a shade, if you know your shade that works perfectly on your skin, bring that bottle in to the department store and compare the color that you normally wear to the color that they're suggesting for you. Because I just want to show you the difference here. And I don't blame her. I mean, I was excited to try it, so I was like, ah, when I got home, and I was like, what the hell, I look like a freak, because it's all pinky. So, I hope you guys can see this in this light. This is my Chanel Aqua Vitalumiere, so that's the shade that I normally am. Now let me show you the one they gave me. Looking at it in natural light, it just looks so weird. So, yeah. Look at the difference between the colors of the foundation I normally use. So this is the one I normally use, which you can see is for a yellow-based skin tone. That's the one she gave me, which is totally, totally pink. Like they don't even go together in the same family. Like this is the one I usually use. This is the one that she wanted me to try, and I thought I was going crazy, so I even took it off and applied less of the Giorgio Armani one just to see if maybe I was too heavy-handed, and that's kind of why it caked my face out. But no, it's just, they're just totally different shades. So anyway, I'm gonna go back and bring my Chanel foundation that I love and just put, you know, patch test the new foundation, and just make sure the colors are in this the same range. Because yeah, I would have been really upset if I spent a lot of money, trusted her, and then spent a lot of money and then had it be the wrong color, and then you have to go back and do it. A sample, that's okay. It's no skin off my back. I can go back and try samples. But that's why in a department store, you know, when she held up the mirror and I was looking at it, it really didn't look that bad. But if you need to buy a foundation in a department store, if you have to buy one right that day and you're not willing to take a sample, have her put a little bit on, but say, I want to go outside and just take a look and see what it looks like in natural light. You should always go outside in the natural light. Don't judge your foundation shade by what it looks like in those dim lights of the department store, because it just, I don't know how people pick out foundations in there. I always go outside and take a look in my compact. I'm like, oh God, what did you do to me? So that's kind of funny. I just wanted to touch on that today. I'm super hungry, so I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'll see you later.